Hey guys, here with another episode. Me and Donnie. How you doing tonight, Donnie?
Not bad, man. How you doing?
Doing all right. So, came up with this topic, something we really haven't talked about, and mainly it's about what it costs to be a competitive bodybuilder. From an amateur level, he's a pro, so I'm amateur. What do we pay? So, topic came up, and actually we were in a show this weekend watching it,
Good
and
show, as a matter of fact.
yeah. So
Northwest.
the Northwest. So,
And it's that top tier. It's one of the top three in the Northwest. So it was
yeah.
pretty. It's what you think about the show, though?
I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I mean, your guys did really good.
And I thought the competition was pretty deep too. I
Yeah, it
mean,
was.
the top six or seven, it was just down the lineup. It was pretty solid.
It was like that last year too. There was a lot of good looking guys up there competing
And
last
and I
year.
would say I would say coming up with this topic, there's probably when the true novices were on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
These are people that were competing for the first time, and they're getting invited to that expense
yeah.
of bodybuilding and stuff. So
Well, and another reason why I wanted to talk about this is because you notice like a lot of the novice guys, their first shows, they're doing several events. I mean, I watched one guy through those 2 days. He must have done probably 10, 15 events on those 2 days. I mean, what did that cost? you know. So anyway, so I want to break that down on kind of what I pay for food and well, everything that has to do with bodybuilding, training and all that stuff. And I mean, I kind of put everything down as a month, and this is my supplements, food, training, gym membership, and this is before showtime. So I spent about $400, well, $1,400 a month just on food myself, and $400 in training a month, and then about 300. I wrote down 315, but that's give or take with supplements, because a lot of the stuff I kind of bargain hunt when I go to supplements. With my vitamins, my fish oil, my pre-workout, my essential amino acids, protein, carb powder. So some of that stuff, you'll get like 90-day supply or whatever. So I kind of broke that down, but I pretty much came up with $2,100 a month for what I pay every month to bodybuild. So just to stay where I'm at, it seems like. So going to Showtime as an amateur, I mean, I had to remember, so I looked up the Vancouver show, and it was 135 for no, excuse me, 125 to enter as an amateur, and it's $75 per event for the show. And
don't
after
forget
the
about the
show,
airbrushing and
yeah, and that's $150 for the tan.
right.
So
The
that
rooms,
then
you
you
got
got your
your rooms,
NPC card you got to buy. It's every
right?
year, but that's only 135, but it doubles when you're pro, right? You have to pay like 250 a year, right?
For you, well, yeah, you got to get your IFBB Pro card. You have to re-register. It's just like the NPC. It's
Yeah.
just a pro version of the NPC. So you have to get your IFBB card. You have to get it. It rolls over every year. You have to get a new one. So and I have to do, and I can't remember how much it is. Like, I have my wife. Of course she's the accountant, and she does
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
That's same
yeah,
here.
it runs up pretty decent and stuff. So yeah,
And then you got hotel. Uh,
right. And then of course, you're at then you got the national level. I mean, the local level, it depends. Each level is going to be more expensive. Of course,
yeah.
if you got the local level to where more than likely you're not traveling any more than maybe about 40, 50 miles, or something like that. But then you got the regional level, which means you're probably going to, you're going to have to travel a lot further. In some cases you maybe have to fly to it. I mean, it's just depending on where you are and stuff. And you got the national level to where, more than likely the vast majority of the competitors are going to have to fly to the venue. And then you got the pro level to where you're just all over the place.
Yeah.
So the travel costs go up exponentially as you go from local level to regional level to national level to pro level.
As you progress, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
So you know, and I know when it comes to food, like right now I'm eating one meal's chicken, one meal's turkey, ground turkey, and then my lean beef, and then I'll have salmon or shrimp, one of those two, you know, because so I'm eating more expensive food. You could make that cheaper. You could always make the food a little bit cheaper, but still, you know, you're still paying for that food, man. That's
Yeah,
a lot of
and,
food
and,
you got to
and
eat.
and the part that you're really paying for is the protein aspect of it. And
Yeah,
and the thing about it is because I can get a big bag of rice, you know, and I even go generic with it. You know, I'll go True Value instead of going the actual name brand. You know, I'll go generic and stuff. You know, and so you get stuff like rice and pasta. You can get that cheap.
you
I
can't
mean,
get,
you
yeah,
can get boxes of pasta for like a buck. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So
yeah,
it's easy to get. It's the protein. You know, that's where it adds up because you know I'm buying 10, you know, to 20 pounds of chicken. You know, that adds up. You
yeah,
know,
it does.
like I said, I'm doing 7% ground turkey, and as a matter of fact, I just did some shopping tonight, and I got like 5, 6 containers. That was like 70 some odd bucks.
Yeah.
And I'll do that about every 2 weeks or so. So I'm
Wow.
building up, quite a bit just on the protein aspect. Then, of course, you got the protein powders,
Yeah.
so and that's on an auto ship, so the food cost it gets substantial and stuff. It
Yeah.
really does.
That's getting
It
more expensive too.
yeah, and with inflation going on, it really is and stuff. I bodybuilding, unfortunately, I thought I was going to see a turn in the 2000s and 90s when you had people they were getting these contracts, and they were having a lot of their expenses, getting some fairly decent money from from sponsors and stuff like that. And you still have some of that, but it's not as prevalent as it used to be.
Yeah.
It's more about self promotion now and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it you got to be on the circuit, because I'm thinking of it as a pro, and I've made I've had some winnings and stuff. I've had quite a for the short time I've been in it. But the thing about it is this: to do this, especially at a pro level. I mean, first of all, you got to win. If
Mhm.
you're not winning, you're not making money. So you still have to have a bit of a side job and stuff. And we're kind of fortunate that way. I'm a gym
Yeah.
owner, and the beauty about me is a lot of this stuff is a write off.
Yeah. Oh,
For
that,
me,
yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a write off. So it kind of works for me and stuff. But the thing about it is, you have a business, and it allows you your business allows you to compete and do the things that you need to do to pursue the sport. You
Mhm.
know,
Yeah.
because like I said, I mean, let's just take an amateur just starting out. Okay, let's take for instance those novices, those true novices.
Mhm.
I mean, the show was in Auburn, right? Let's say they were like in Seattle or maybe Olympia, or maybe Vancouver, Washington. So that's like, the Northwest it's a pretty prestigious show. I mean, that's a nice little feather in your hat. The bona fides, if you're getting ready to move up the ladder and stuff.
Yeah.
So that travel, I mean, more than likely you're going to drive there, and that's going to be gas. That's about what, 100 and something miles. You know what I mean? It's got
Mhm.
120, about 110 miles, 120 miles. They're gonna have to travel. That's up and back. And then you got to get the hotel. You're right. It was a 2-day event. You know, are they doing one show or two, my friend?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, so
Yeah.
what's the add on? What's it like? It's like 150 per, and it's like 50, 75.
I think it's 75. So for amateur, it's 120. I was looking basing it off of the Vancouver show coming up. So 125 to enter and then 75 per event after that. So if you wanted to go in there and do open bodybuilding and then you
Right.
want to do masters, you want to do classic,
Yeah.
so those guys that were doing like, 5, 6 events, I mean,
And then like I said, you got to get your tanning. You got
$150.
you got to have the airbrush and you got to do it. Gone the days where you can just do that stuff yourself.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. You're going to be at a grave disadvantage.
Yeah.
There was a period of time to where you could kind of get away with it. Airbrushing was still kind of new and stuff, but now there's no way you're going to get on stage without it.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. So you got that. Now you get a person. Let's say, if they're really wanting to do well, more than likely, they're going to have to hire a coach.
Yep.
So, and then that's going to vary. You get prep coaches. You get a person that doesn't know high nor hair about it. And they've seen what happens to some people that try to wing it all the time. So to get a coach,
Yeah.
that's going to run you probably at least 100 to a couple hundred a month. That's if you're just having that person just prep you through your diet and
Yeah.
stuff. Now, if
Yeah.
they're training you at the same
That's
time,
different.
that's gonna really run up.
Yeah.
So sometimes we look at people and we have to get a coach. What they do to prepare, and they probably just added up the cost, and it's just too freaking expensive. I think
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wing this on my own as best I can. You know,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
And kind of see where your potential is at and where you might go with it. I mean, uh, you know, it's just like it's an expensive sport, an expensive hobby. That seems like,
True.
uh, uh, for me, it's a necessity. I don't necessarily have to compete, but I'm always going to be in the gym and I'm always going to be a bodybuilder. Uh, but yeah, I mean, if I wasn't self-employed, uh, I wouldn't be able, I probably wouldn't be able to afford to do what I'm doing, you know? So yeah, anyway, I just want to talk about that a little bit. I mean, and let's talk about, I mean, when you're a pro, your earnings that you win on a pro show. I mean, I know it varies, but
Well, especially like I do more of the pro master stuff. I mean, and this last show at the Worlds, it was the win in the mere fact that I just got a check.
sure.
I had two checks as a matter of fact, and
Yeah.
I think it came up to something to just kind of offset all the expenses.
Yeah.
It wasn't like an Olympia where you get like 400 G's or something like that.
Yeah.
It was I think it was the open check was like 1,600 and the 212 check was like I think about 300, a little over 300, something like that.
Uh,
So I get a little under 2,000. I came home with a little under over 2,000. But for me, it was a title that I wanted. That was the
oh,
main one.
sure.
Just
Sure.
get the title, world champion. I got it in 212 in the Open, and
Yeah.
that was enough for me and stuff because me, dude, I'm just living my childhood dream and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm finally here. I'm competing as a pro. And even though it's a Masters Pro, and I'm winning some shows, so
Yeah.
I'm happy.
And that's where I'm at because I obviously I want to be a pro too, but I know I'm not going to be Mr. Olympia one day. I mean, I'm not
Well,
my age. That's
well,
not going to happen. I
well,
mean,
we're looking right now. We got our ears open for that Masters Olympia and stuff.
yes,
So
yes.
and
What would the payout be for that anyway? You think?
I don't have the foggiest idea, but
Yeah.
I just to even get the jacket as a participant,
Oh, that'd be.
I'd have that somewhere up in this man
Oh
cave.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah. Be
I
Mr.
would.
O for a year. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's
I
like.
would. I would. Yeah, I would.
I think the consensus in this topic is that you got to really love the sport if you want to proceed to do it. I mean,
You do, yeah. It's almost
this
like a
isn't about
calling.
the money. It's not about the money. It's
Yeah,
about
yeah. It's almost like a calling. I
yeah,
mean,
it is.
and people ask them that people say, Donnie, why are you you're 50 years and you're still at it? I'm like, I'm still hearing the voices.
Yeah,
That's about the most logical thing as I can think of. I'm
yeah,
still hearing the voices and the voices are calling and I have to respond.
yeah, yeah,
That's when I no longer hear the voices, then I won't be competing anymore. But
yeah,
you're right, I'll always train. I mean,
yeah.
I'll be in a gym, the rest of my life. I mean, if you'd have told me like 8 years ago, I had my little studio. Hey, Donnie, you're gonna be owning a gym, and I'd be like, really? But
Really?
here I am. Yeah, I didn't see that coming.
You didn't see that coming, really?
I did not see that coming. I didn't have. I know I was going to always train. I was
Yeah,
going to be a trainer, but I
yeah.
didn't. I didn't see myself as a gym owner. But
Huh?
you know, But the thing is, it's better, if you are going to be a trainer, it's better to own the gym than just to train there. You see what I'm saying? Because I've been a trainer when gyms have closed down, and I don't want to go through that nightmare again.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that gives me a lot of hope because I'd like to own a gym one day myself, and
Well, I know we've talked about it, and the thing about it is, that's another subject we need to talk about.
yeah,
Is some of the you got some other people out there maybe thinking about doing the same thing, and how do you start that up, and what did it entail and stuff,
mm,
so that's
that's a
something
good idea.
yeah. But I tell you, we're gonna stick on the task at hand, so we know that hey, this is a costly thing,
Yeah.
and some people are on budgets, they're on a budget, and it is what it is and stuff.
And if you want it bad enough, even if you're on a budget, you can make it happen. Like I said, I can make my food cheaper than what I pay. I do pretty much. Well, she does all the shopping, but she bargain hunts, with stuff like that, and we go for deals and all that. But it can be cheaper than what I pay. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what you pay a month, but I'm sure it's a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
But it can be cheaper. It can be if you want it bad enough, and if you're on a budget. I mean, there's been months where I didn't have as much money, and I wasn't not as much money is coming in, or more was going out than was coming in, kind of thing. So I had to eat a little cheaper or whatever.
Well,
You know,
one of the beauties about it is, to me, some of the most effective bodybuilding diets are the simplest ones.
yeah, they
You
are.
know,
They really are. Chicken and rice.
yeah, they're very simple. They're very Spartic. It doesn't require a lot of cash. It's
Yeah,
just on the protein side of the house. The
yeah,
rest of the stuff is pretty just easy with water, and you got your starch, and you got your veggies. They're not that expensive. Frozen
no,
veggies and your supplements, yeah, they're going to run a little bit and stuff. But the thing about it is, like, like take for instance branched chain amino acids and stuff. It's one of those things where, yes, it is. It's very, very, very. It has a great value to it,
hmm,
but it's one of those things you can take it or leave. It's one of those things to where if you can't afford it, you're not gonna. Your bodybuilding potential isn't going to fail because you can't get branched chain amino acids.
yeah,
You
you're
know,
right.
you're
You're right
taking,
about
you're
that.
taking a protein supplement. You can get plenty of branched chain amino acids and stuff. You're just getting a concentrated version of it. By getting just sure BCAAs. And
Yeah,
bringing them. But it's just compounding on the BCAAs you're already taking. So it's one of those things you can take it or leave it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If you can afford it, oh, absolutely.
yeah.
But you're not gonna go under, or not be successful without them. It's just
That's where I'm at with the amino acids myself. Like the I've been taking essential amino acids before and after every workout too, religiously for a while, and that's how I kind of feel about that. But I feel the difference when I'm taking it in recovery and my strength in the gym and all that stuff.
oh, absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Just like the carb powder with or without the carb powder kind of thing. But yeah, I mean you don't have to have it, and if I can't afford it, I'm not. That's one thing I'm dropping out. you know.
And let's talk about the other category. And it has more of a profound impact on the females than it does the males. But that's your posing suits. That's your
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that I didn't think about that.
And
You're right. Yeah.
for females, I mean,
What does that cost for female? I
are
don't
you
know that.
kidding me? That suits. I mean, when Di was competing, I mean, goodness gracious, her suits were literally cost like hundreds of dollars. You know,
Jeez.
yes, hundreds of dollars. Yeah,
I thought it'd be
and you
more
can
than
you can
that.
get them you can get them north of 1,000 easy.
Okay. So because my posing trunks cost me what 150, 250, something like that.
So
Uh
did Anna did you have
yeah,
those
she
custom?
did. She did,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. She does my suits too and stuff. Yeah,
And
so
she did a great job. I mean,
yeah, she did. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then on top of that, I mean, this is one that's a biggie. That's a biggie for me. But you got gym memberships.
mhm,
You still got your gym membership. And
yeah.
likely, if you're not like a celebrity or something like that, I mean, then more than likely you're gonna have to pay for that, and
Yeah.
you got your gym membership and all the stuff that goes around that, and you got your training, and then you got your diet, and you got your suit, and you got your all these other things and stuff. So yeah, it can run up. It can be pretty expensive. I think some people when they come in and they want to do their first show. They're not aware of the cost of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
And they wouldn't be. I mean, they've obviously probably already been eating food and doing all the stuff outside of the competition, but they haven't went on the website and applied and see what it costs to register and what all the fees yet. They haven't seen that stuff. And it's
Mhm.
like my first show is the same thing. I was surprised when I see that. It's like, wow, okay. I pulled a first place trophy, but what is that trophy worth? $20? I mean, maybe.
My first show was in 1976. It was Mr. Fort Seal, and I think I probably my I was what I was 16 years old, and I think it was my posing trunks that I had to, and they were pretty cheap, you know, and as a matter of fact, somebody gave me a pair of posing trunks and stuff. So yeah,
Mhm.
you know, and I think that was it, and some baby oil, you know, since it was on base and I was a dependent, you know, I didn't have, there wasn't an entry fee on my first contest.
Oh,
Wasn't an entry fee. It would, you know, they were so they were in a local level. They were kind of rare. You know what I
yeah.
mean? You
Okay.
know, they didn't get them a lot, so it people had they in you know they didn't have really have to make money on it at that point. You know, there wasn't really money made because it was a military contest. You know,
Yeah.
so it's a military sponsored contest. So all
Promoters were out of it.
yeah, I was 60. I was the youngest one there. You know, everybody else was soldiers and stuff. You know, I was a 16-year-old teen. I took second, as a matter of fact.
Really?
So yeah, they said that I was a little prodigy and stuff. You know,
Nice.
probably about 12 or 13 people in it. You know, and I
Wow.
took second. You know, and but there wasn't anything on that. You know, as a matter
Yeah.
of fact, you didn't even pose the music. We didn't even have music. The guy that won posed the music, but I nobody else had music. So
Huh.
yeah, it's just one of those. It's one of those things where you had the light and you had to stand up under the light and then make sure that everything was right. And I remember that show.
Say, I know
Huge
that guy
now.
was he was mentioning the trophies. I don't know if I heard him right, but was he saying that they're going to kind of go to medallions now instead of
Yeah,
trophies?
just straight up medals.
Yeah.
And you know it you know I have no problem. I have no problems with it. You know I
Well, why
don't.
are they doing that? Do you know?
Well, you know, I couldn't tell you right off the bat. I couldn't, you know, I can speculate as to why they're doing it. I don't know, cost may have something to do with it and stuff, you know. It's
Mhm.
just like, believe it or not, there was a time to where they used to literally have weights backstage, barbells and dumbbells and benches and
Really?
all this. Like, yeah, they used to have these, you know, but now it's just bands, and I can understand, I can see the logic behind it because that's less stuff that you have to haul around the whole
Oh
nine
yeah.
yards, and you know, and that's a bear, you know, bringing that stuff in and bringing it back. You know, you got to find a gym that's gonna allow you to do it. You know,
Yeah.
and so you know, and so I think you know it's probably it definitely is the cost. It offsets the cost,
Hmm.
you know, because medallions and medals are a little bit they're a little you know they're less expensive than actual trophies, you know. So except for the overall, I'm pretty sure you get a trophy for the overall.
That's what
I
I
said
thought
like at
too.
the Legion, the overall winner at the Legion Pro, you know, they got trophies, but everybody else got medals, you know.
Okay. Okay.
You know, and so I know when I won the worlds, the 212 in the open, I got a trophy and everybody else got medals.
Okay.
So I mean, it's just how the I guess it's just how the sport's evolving. You know, you know the title is well worth it. You know, and stuff. And regardless whether you get a medal or a trophy, you know, I think people won't make a big deal out of it.
No, I don't think so either. It takes up less room too. You can hang it on your wall and stuff like that.
Especially, you know, I mean, imagine getting like a huge sword and you gotta fly that thing back to your house.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, how do you do that on an airplane?
You can't. You're not going to use your carry on. They're not doing that and stuff. You know, I guess you have to
You
send
got
it
a
a
battle
straight or
axe in your
something.
hand. I
Yeah,
just won it from a show, man. I don't.
you know. So yeah,
It's funny. I would like to get one of those. One I have not won an overall show yet, so I want to. My goal is I want to get a sword
well,
or I want a battle
I
axe.
think I think we're going to be in a good position for it. And
Yeah,
you just bring that classic that conditioning and stuff, and
yeah. Well, that won't be a problem. I don't think. I can do that part.
we're gonna stick with the 20s until
Yep.
I think it's I feel like it's just one notch up from what we were doing. You
Oh
know,
yeah, definitely is. Definitely is. Yeah,
I
because
get
we're doing just a little bit more volume with that.
right,
Just a little bit more.
right, right.
Uh, whereas we kind of got used to it before, and now we're just bumping it up a notch. That's all it
Yeah,
is. And it's
yeah.
working.
We're gonna run this through and see what happens.
Yeah, it's working great. As a matter of
Yeah.
fact, Jackie told me today that Shelton Athletic is promoting 20s now.
Oh,
So,
really?
yep, they're teaching people that, and where did they get that from?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
absolutely,
cool. I mean, it
absolutely,
works. It works, man. I mean, so
absolutely.
yeah.
But
Well, I don't know. You got anything else you want to say about money wise
well, I
bodybuilding?
mean, that pretty much covered just the areas where they need to think they need to know about where they're going to spend their money and stuff, and then also that that peak week the peak week where like when you're airbrushing, one of the things I just want to throw out is that they got to have sheets. Remember,
Yeah, you got to bring
yeah,
sheets in. Yeah.
you got to bring sheets to cover everything and stuff. Now at the national level, I know Gary Udos, he's very good at it. You know, and I think you've seen it when you were there and stuff that they have the sheets that the hotel provides the competitor sheets.
Oh, really? No, I
Yeah,
didn't
they
see
do.
that.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
They
okay.
provide pillowcases, fitted sheets, and regular sheets. And one of the first things we do once we get in the hotel, we go downstairs and we pick up some sheets and stuff, and then we just
Okay.
cover everything up when we get ready. When I get ready to airbrush and stuff, and make sure everything is good to go.
So is it
But
the
then
hotel that offers it, or is it
yeah, the
the
hotel
tanning?
offers it. But the thing
Cool.
about is, but of course, at the regional and the local levels, if you're traveling and you're in a hotel and you're competing for the first time, you need to bring some sheets with you.
We're gonna have a big bill.
Yeah, yeah, you will have a bill. So with the bill, just some old sheets. Anything that you're going to sit on, the chair, the sofa, of course, the bed, pillowcases.
Yeah,
All that stuff that you're going to touch after you airbrush, you need to have a sheet over it.
yeah. That stuff is nasty stuff.
Yeah, and
That that
that's avoid. You're right. That's avoid being fined because
yeah,
if you stain something, you are going to pay for it,
yeah,
and
that's right.
I don't think it's going to be cheap.
And
I don't want to find out.
I don't think it probably comes out very easy either. Not
Yeah,
out of
but
like a white sheet.
I guess that's why they would just pay for it.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense. That's cool they do that. Huh. To keep that in mind, because we always pack around our sheets when we go. So,
Yeah.
but it really, it never really rubbed off on me too much. So I never really had a problem. It did some, but
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't all that bad. I think it's because I did all the right prep, the skin scrub and all that crap before.
Mm-hmm.
That might have had something to do with it. I don't know, but
I just shower and just make sure my skin is dry and it just soaks it right up.
yeah, yeah. Do you lotion and all that stuff before?
No, the dry areas like your knees and your elbows, they want you to just a little bit and stuff, so it won't. I guess it gets like super 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 dark or something like that.
Yeah,
At least in the beginning it was like that. I
yeah.
don't do it that much now.
Huh. Well, yeah. All right. Well, this is a good topic. I hope you guys got something out of this.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah. So anyway, yeah, continue to bodybuild, man. I mean, if this is your passion, do it. So don't let it hold you back. And there's always a way. I mean, I got a lot of different money things that I do on top of work to pay for what I do. So you gotta look at it like a business, but you also gotta look, it's your hobby too. It's your thing. So you can't take that away.
true, absolutely.
So if there's a will, there's a way, man. That's just it. So all right, you guys. We will see you next week. Donnie, you have a good night.
You too, man.